All right, let's have some chart fun. Let's go. Welcome to the first ever poolside market chat, an exclusive show for one person only, Arden Ash, who's taking on these markets and trying to crush them in the motherfucking vagina. Show them who's boss. I will be your host, Guy Bro Thing. Hey, how's it going? Good track, right? All right, let's get to the point of this. Otherwise, this show's boring. Got to keep it moving. So, I brought this. We got a chart. Let's go and kill the music off for a second, right? Okay, there we are. So, we are just going to look at the major indices and one stock. First, we're going to start off with the Dow Industrial Average. And the one thing you're going to notice is they're all acting about the same. All these indexes, which sometimes will act a little bit different from each other each time, unfortunately, this round are all acting about the same. And that same is not good. So we're going to go ahead and color this red because I think it's, there we are. So this is a chart we haven't done, but I'm doing this so you sort of A, see me do it again, and two, see some patterns going on. So I'm going to copy and paste that. This looks like the last major high. This was the high of all time up here. We were able to get over it by just a little bit, and then sellers came in and said, get the fuck out. And ever since sellers did that, it's been sell-off city ever since. In fact, I can very easily, without having to pay much attention to anything, just keep hitting copy, paste, and just drawing little lines all the way down, right? We did have a lower high technically here, and if you didn't see this crap over here, you would think that the trend had changed because we did snap through it right there. But unfortunately, it failed, and that does happen. Lines are not always perfect, even though they are beautiful and whatnot. They fail, they let you down, and sometimes you got to adjust. So I'm actually going to move that one up there because that's the new bit of information I have. If I did go long or short here, whatever my position was, I probably would have kept it very, very tight because markets are funky that way. So for now, the Dow is still technically in a very negative downward trend. And in fact, if I take the little ray, I can also guarantee that or come up with a secondary part of my story. And if I draw just a very basic channel, the channel will probably generally agree with me. I'm not changing the angle, but I am snapping it right to this lowest tip right here. And it looks like we are actually starting to bounce a little bit off down here. So if I go to the SPX, you'll sort of see the same thing. Lower highs are in effect. We did get a little bit of a break of this one, but the downside continued. So we're just going to keep rolling with it. And with the NASDAQ, same deal. I could go in and just draw a very, very similar chart, and pretty much all the major indexes have a lot in common. So therefore, we're bearish, man. We're in bear town right now. So with that, where would you want to get out potentially? Now, if you really wanted to get granular, I don't really count tips and peaks and all the things I talk about. If it only happens over a day or two, that's kind of more noise. So this one here kind of is just noisy. I wouldn't give it a lot of credence. It could break easily. But what it might do is give me a hint as to possibly where, if we were to see a rally, we might go back to. And so if I take out my little fib chart, my Fibonacci, and I just want to see where the halfway point is, looks like at S&P 3850, if we were to rally, that would be my first expectation that we would go to. If you wanted to get really aggressive, because I know your thing is about making your money back and getting away from Raymond James, I might use something a little more solid. So if I go back up to this, it doesn't move a huge amount, but it does go back up to about 39.50. So you would actually get 100 extra points of S&P, and you still wouldn't take out the lower high right there. So I'd actually say that 39.50 is a very, very realistic level that if we were to rally hard, you could see us get to it without any issue. And I could take this fib and put it on pretty much all other indexes and probably come back with the same result. So again, I would hold your longs. I wouldn't liquidate anything tomorrow. If we got up to that 39, anywhere from like 3,900 to 4,000 level, I would look at where that bond is that you have. Did you make any of the money back? If not, then you might have to seriously consider just closing it out at a major loss and moving on. Because if the markets were able to rally like crazy like that and that position continue to stay in the mud, that would suck. So I'm going to delete that. I will talk about one stock, which is Paramount, which is the one I'm in, which is one I will probably tell you should be in, but that's just because misery loves company. Otherwise, you can ignore me. And the reason I'm all about Paramount is that we are not diddling in the middle. We are at the very, very low end of a very established trend line, so I feel very good about it. I have not added to the position because that would be my 5th time I've added to a loser, which is breaking every rule you should never, ever do. See, even I break rules occasionally. My cost average is currently at $28.40. That's the green line. But I will add to this in size once this bearish trend ends, and that could be, I would love it to be in a month, could be in a year, but what I do know is my 1,000 shares, of which I'm down 9,000, will hopefully be 2,000 shares and insanely profitable for me if I just play the long game. That's what I have hopes and prayers for. But none of my red lines have been taken out. I am feeling good that maybe the downside pressure will be coming off a little bit because now that we're hitting a lower channel line, sellers have had their party, they've had their run. Hopefully buyers will come in and bounce it the other way, but who knows? We'll see. That's about that. That's it. That's our little lesson for today. So great rally today in the markets. Obviously it's good to see, but when you look at the charts, we're not really that far low off the bottom. So hopefully there's a lot more upside to go, because that, even though we're up, I think, over 100 S&P points at one point, it's not that super fucking impressive. So hold on. Let's see what happens. We'll see if buyers can sort of jam prices up a little bit, and then we can talk about things in your portfolio that either you can add to or liquidate and take advantage of that. So with that, let's get back to the music, man. You got to play music and just, so that's it. There it is. Episode 1 of Poolside Market Talk. All right. Yeah, that's all I got. Cool. Take care. Bye.